This video is over volume of cylinders, cones, and spheres. In our first problem, we have a cylinder, and it has a radius of 2.1, and we have a height of 4.2. We use those values to plug them into our formula, pi r squared h, plugging in the radius as 2.1, and plugging in the height as 4.2. Solving the exponents first, 2.1 to the second power is going to give us 4.41. That times the height, 4.2, is going to give us 18.522. And then the directions tell us to use 3.14 for pi. So we're going to take that answer, we're going to multiply by pi, and we get 58.15908. But the directions do tell us to round to the nearest tenth. That's the ones place. The 5 tells us to round up, so that 0.1 becomes a 0.2. In our second problem, we have a cone, and in the cone the diameter is 20, and the height is also 20. We start by taking half of the diameter because we only want the radius. Half of 20 is 10. That is the value that we plug into our formula, pi r squared h divided by 3. So we plug in 10 for the radius and 20 for the height. 10 squared, 10 times 10 is going to give us 100. 100 times the height, 20, is going to give us 2,000. Divided by 3 gives us 666.6 repeating. Remember, do not round yet. Keep that 0.6 repeating in the calculator. And multiply by the pi value 3.14 as specified in the directions. And we get an answer of 2093.3 repeating. It tells us to round to the nearest tenth, so the 3 is in the tenths place, and the other 3 tells us to round down for our final answer of 2093.3. For the last problem, we have a sphere, and in our sphere we have a diameter of 9. So our first step is to take half of our diameter. Half of 9 is 4.5, and so that's the value that we're going to use in our equation, 4 pi r to the third power divided by 3. Plugging in the radius, 4.5, we solve the exponents first. 4.5 to the third power is going to give us 91.125. We're going to jump over pi and multiply that answer by 4 to get 364.5. We divide by 3, which gets us 121.5. And then we can multiply by pi using the value 3.14 as specified in the directions to get an answer of 381.51. Rounding to the nearest tenth, the 5 is our tenths place and the 1 rounds down. And so our final answer is 381.5.